Cricket. It's more than just a sport. It's a game that stops entire nations, fills stadiums with over 90,000 roaring fans, and creates heroes worshipped like legends. But behind the runs, wickets, and sixes are stories so unbelievable, they sound almost impossible. Did you know one test match lasted nearly 2 weeks? Or that a single player once scored more runs than some teams manage in an entire game? Today on the Mind Metrics, we're bringing you 30 mind-blowing cricket facts you won't believe. Stick around because some of these will completely change the way you see the game. Fact 1. Cricket is over 400 years old. The earliest known reference to cricket comes from 1598 in Guildford, England, where it was mentioned in a court case involving children playing the game. Back then, it was more of a rustic pastime, played with simple wooden bats shaped like hockey sticks and balls made of wool or rags. Over the centuries, it evolved into a structured sport with rules, clubs, and professional leagues. When the British Empire expanded, cricket went with it to India, Australia, South Africa, and the Caribbean. Today, those same places are global cricketing powerhouses, showing how a humble English village game became one of the most watched sports on Earth. Fact 2. The longest cricket match lasted 12 days. In 1939, England and South Africa played what's known as the Timeless Test in Durban. The idea was simple: keep playing until a winner emerged. But cricket has a way of surprising even its organizers. The match stretched across 43 hours of play and 12 days of real time. Players endured scorching sun, heavy rains, and endless batting. In the end, the game still didn't finish. England had to abandon the match to catch their ship back home. It remains one of the quirkiest and most exhausting stories in cricket history. Fact 3. Sachin Tendulkar has the most international runs. When you think of cricket legends, one name comes up above all others: Sachin Tendulkar. Over a career spanning 24 years, he scored 34,357 runs across tests, ODIs, and T20 internationals. To put that in perspective, if you combine the careers of several modern top players, they still wouldn't come close. Tendulkar's influence went beyond the field. He became a symbol of hope for India, uniting a country of over 1 billion people every time he walked to the crease. His farewell speech in 2013 brought fans worldwide to tears. Fact 4. The fastest ball ever bowled was 161.3 kilometers per hour, 100.2 miles per hour. This record belongs to Pakistan's Shoaib Akhtar, also known as the Rawalpindi Express. It happened during the 2003 World Cup against England, when he unleashed a thunderbolt clocked at 161.3 kilometers per hour. Breaking the 100 miles per hour barrier in cricket was like breaking the sound barrier in aviation. Few thought it was possible. No one has officially surpassed that record since, making it one of cricket's most iconic feats. Fact 5. The Ashes came from burnt cricket equipment. The Ashes series, one of the fiercest rivalries in sports, began in 1882 when Australia defeated England at the Oval, their first win on English soil. A satirical newspaper published a mock obituary for English cricket, declaring that the body will be cremated and the ashes taken to Australia. Later, a small urn filled with ashes, believed to be from a cricket bale, was presented, and that urn became the ultimate prize. Today, England and Australia fight tooth and nail every 2 years for bragging rights over this historic symbol. Fact 6. Don Bradman's batting average is almost superhuman. Sir Donald Bradman, Australia's cricketing hero of the 1930s and 40s, retired with a test batting average of 99.94. To understand how crazy that is, most great players average between 45 and 55. Bradman was literally twice as good as the best of his era. In his final innings, he only needed 4 runs to finish with a perfect 100 average, but he was bowled for a duck. Even so, no athlete in any major sport has a statistical dominance as overwhelming as Bradman's. Fact 7. The heaviest bat used in professional cricket weighed over 2 kilograms. Most bats weigh between 1.1 and 1.3 kilograms, but West Indian superstar Chris Gayle used a monster weighing over 2.2 kilograms. Nicknamed the Universe Boss, Gayle relied on sheer strength to blast sixes out of stadiums. While most players need lighter bats for quick reaction, Gayle's raw power turned his heavy bat into a weapon of destruction, making him one of the most feared hitters in T20 cricket. Fact 8. The highest individual score in an international match is 264. India's Rohit Sharma set this record in 2014 in an ODI against Sri Lanka. What's even more shocking is that he faced 173 balls and hit 33 fours and 9 sixes. Many entire teams struggle to put up 264 runs in a full innings, but Sharma did it alone. He's also the only player to have scored 3 double centuries in ODIS, something no one else has achieved even once. Fact 9, cricket once featured in the Olympics. It happened only once at the 1900 Paris Olympics. The match was between England and France, although the French side was largely made up of British expatriates. England won easily, and cricket has never returned to the Olympics since. However, with cricket's global popularity, there are strong discussions about including it in the 2028 Los Angeles Games or beyond, possibly in the fast-paced T20 format. Fact 10, the ball is harder and deadlier than it looks. A cricket ball is made of a cork core, wound tightly with string, and encased in hardened leather. Weighing about 160 grams, it's small but incredibly dense. When hurled at speeds of 90+ miles per hour, it can cause fractures, concussions, and even fatalities, like the tragic case of Australian cricketer Philip Hughes, who died in 2014 after being struck by a bouncer. Protective gear like helmets, pads, and gloves are vital to keep players safe from this deceptively dangerous piece of equipment. Fact 11, the highest team score in Test cricket is 952 for 6 declared. This record was set by Sri Lanka against India in 1997. The innings included Sanath Jayasuriya's legendary 340 runs and Roshan Mahanama's 225. The partnership between the two was worth 576 runs, one of the longest and most exhausting in cricket history. That match showed how batting-friendly conditions could lead to near-endless run-making and how bowlers sometimes suffer for days. Fact 12, the lowest team score in Test cricket is just 26. New Zealand holds this unfortunate record, scored against England in 1955. To put that in perspective, some players can score more than 26 runs in a single over of limited overs cricket today. The collapse remains one of the darkest days in Kiwi cricket. Fact 13, cricket has formats that last minutes or days. Unlike most sports with a fixed duration, cricket can be a lightning-fast T10 match of 90 minutes, a standard 20-over T20 game of 3 hours, or a grueling test match stretching across 5 days. This diversity in formats makes it unique among global sports and allows it to appeal to different audiences. Fact 14. The longest 6 in cricket traveled 153 meters. This monster hit came from Shahid Afridi of Pakistan. While most 6s travel around 70 to 90 meters, Afridi smashed one in Johannesburg in 2013 that reportedly flew out of the stadium and into a nearby golf course. It cemented his reputation as one of cricket's most destructive hitters. Fact 15, bowlers once had to deliver underarm. In cricket's early history, bowlers delivered the ball underarm, rolling or skimming it along the ground. Over time, bowlers started experimenting with higher arm actions, leading to the modern overarm bowling style. However, one infamous moment came in 1981 when Australia's Trevor Chappell bowled an underarm delivery against New Zealand in an ODI, sparking outrage and leading to a ban on the tactic. Fact 16, cricket umpires used to wear white coats and hats. To stand out from the players, umpires traditionally wore white coats, ties, and sometimes wide-brimmed hats. But with the introduction of colored clothing in one-day cricket, umpires switched to dark uniforms so they wouldn't blend in. Today, they often wear sponsored shirts and caps, showing how the game has modernized. Fact 17. One player once batted for over 10 hours straight. Hanif Mohammad of Pakistan set the record for the longest innings in Test cricket, batting for 970 minutes, that's more than 16 hours, against the West Indies in 1958. His score of 337 saved the match for Pakistan. Imagine standing, concentrating, and playing deliveries for almost 2 full working days without rest. Fact 18, Mudia Muralitharan has the most Test wickets. The Sri Lankan spin wizard took 800 wickets across his career, baffling batsmen with his unique off-spin action. His record seems almost unbreakable considering how difficult it is to play Test cricket consistently at the highest level. His ability to turn the ball on any surface made him a nightmare for batsmen around the world. Fact 19, a cricket crowd once topped 90,000 people. During the 2015 ICC World Cup final at the Melbourne Cricket Ground in Australia, over 93,000 fans packed the stadium to watch Australia take on New Zealand. It remains one of the largest attendances in cricket history, proving the sport's global appeal rivals even football and the Olympics. Fact 20. The Duckworth-Lewis method is used to decide rain-affected games. When weather interrupts a limited overs game, a complicated mathematical formula called the Duckworth-Lewis-Stern DLS method is used to reset targets. While it often confuses casual fans, it's designed to balance fairness between teams when overs are reduced. It's one of the quirkiest rules in cricket and often sparks heated debates. Fact 21. A player once scored 400 runs in a single test innings. West Indian great Brian Lara set the record in 2004 against England. His unbeaten 400 remains the highest individual score in test history. What makes Lara's record more remarkable is that he also once held the record for the highest first-class score, a staggering 501 not out. Fact 22. Some cricketers have played for two different countries. Players like Ian Morgan, Ireland and England, and Kepler Wessels, Australia and South Africa, have represented two nations at the international level. This happens because of changing eligibility rules, dual citizenship, or political shifts in countries' cricket boards. Fact 23. The shortest test match lasted just 656 balls. In 1932, Australia demolished South Africa in less than 2 days. The pitch was so bowler-friendly that batsmen couldn't survive. It's a stark contrast to timeless tests where games dragged on for weeks. Fact 24. Women's cricket is over 80 years old. The first women's test match was played in 1934 between England and Australia. Since then, women's cricket has grown dramatically, with stars like Mithali Raj, Elise Perry, and Smriti Mandhana inspiring a new generation of fans. The introduction of the Women's Premier League in India shows just how much the game has expanded. Fact 25. A match once ended in a tie twice. The 2019 ICC World Cup final between England and New Zealand is considered the greatest ODI match ever. Both teams scored the same runs in their 50 overs. Then the super over also ended in a tie. England were declared winners on a boundary count rule, a decision that sparked global debate and led to new tie-breaking rules. Fact 26. Cricket helmets only became common in the 1970s. Before that, players faced 90-mile-per-hour fast bowlers with nothing more than a cap or bare head. It was only after serious injuries that helmets became widespread. Today, helmets are mandatory in most formats, and new designs continue to improve safety. Fact 27. The coin toss can decide games. In cricket, the toss decides which team bats or bowls first, and it often plays a crucial role. In day-night games, batting under lights can be more difficult, giving a huge advantage to the toss winner. It's one of the few major sports where a coin flip can change the course of the match. Fact 28. Some test matches have ended with no play at all. Because cricket relies heavily on weather, several matches have been completely washed out by rain. Imagine training, traveling, and preparing for months, only to sit in the pavilion as rain pours down for 5 days. These abandoned tests are frustrating reminders of cricket's dependence on nature. Fact 29. Cricket has unique fielding positions with funny names. Unlike football or basketball, cricket's fielding positions include odd names like silly point, gully, third man, and cow corner. Many of these names have historical origins, but to outsiders, they often sound completely bizarre. Fact 30. Cricket is the second most watched sport in the world. With over 2.5 billion fans, cricket ranks only behind football soccer in global popularity. Major tournaments like the ICC World Cup and the Indian Premier League draw viewership in the hundreds of millions. The sport's reach across Asia, Australia, the Caribbean, and beyond makes it one of the true giants of global sport. And there you have it, 30 mind-blowing cricket facts that prove this sport is packed with history, drama, and records that almost defy belief. From matches that lasted nearly 2 weeks to players rewriting the record books, cricket never stops amazing us. Now it's your turn. Which of these facts blew your mind the most? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss another deep dive into the world's most fascinating stories. This is The Mind Metrics. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay curious.